Let's discuss getting your shit together for a sec. Because some of you need it, some more than others, but some of you need it. Me especially. I have my first therapy appointment in about 10 minutes. Well, first. First in a long time. The first thing you want to do, you want to reevaluate your circle. What I mean by that is some of you are way too comfortable being around people who treat you like shit, and it's very telling that you don't like yourself very much. I'm guilty of this, but it's not good for you, so you need to step the fuck up, and make some changes. A lot of this, like, it's actually your ego. You don't actually like that person. You need to recognize in a relationship when it's love and when it's attachment. Attachment is for your ego. Attachment wouldn't exist without your ego, and you need to control that. And it's not just relationships, there's a lot of friendships as well. And I'm very guilty of this, but please don't be afraid to be alone. Because, in turn, honestly, it doesn't make you the bigger person for sticking around, because that makes you dishonest. And you might think that loneliness is one of the worst things in the world, but it's really not, because I'm lonely by definition. I'm quite lonely. It's a choice. It's a choice. I could have stuck around with a lot of friends. I had a lot of friends that I cut out a few months ago. And honestly, I can probably count the people I'm close to on my left hand. Life is so much more peaceful when you aren't keeping that drama around. Because that's another thing. It's like, do you really like it? Do you just enjoy the chaos that they bring to your life? Some people enjoy that. And, it's fun, but, chaos is fun. It won't make you happy. It won't. You'll be a lot happier when you're on your own. But you need to be comfortable with being alone. If you're not comfortable with being alone, then that's why you're keeping these people in your life. Like, you need to like yourself. But clearly you don't like yourself if you keep these people in your life. Because then you wouldn't have them to begin with. The other thing is that, especially if you have anxiety or other mental health issues, you need to do it scared. What that really means is when you wake up, don't put on a fake smile. It's very, it's very easy to do that, and I'm very guilty of that. But at the end of the day, if you're not being honest with yourself, then you're not feeling your emotions. If you don't feel your emotions, you're never going to process them. There's a difference between, like, feeling and processing your emotions. And it's hard, though, but I think a great start is being honest with yourself. Okay, I'm not okay. It doesn't mean today's gonna be bad, but I'm not okay. Sometimes you have to put on a fake smile. And, okay, this entirely depends on your support system. If you don't have a good relationship, if you don't have good friendships, this doesn't mean anything. So, reevaluating your circle was really the first step in this. But be honest with the people that you love. Because don't waste your time hiding how you feel. All it's gonna do is result in misunderstandings, disagreements, and they could have been prevented entirely. You just go to your friends, go to your loved ones, and let them know, today I'm not feeling so well. Just be honest, don't beat around the bush. Like, people can't read your minds. I know it'd be nice for them to, but, don't take it out on them. Let them know that something's wrong. Don't expect them to know exactly what's going on unless you tell them exactly what's going on. Another thing is that you need to stop yourself from spiraling. If you have anxiety, or if you overthink a lot, if something goes wrong, like if you're in school, if you get a bad grade, you're allowed to be sad. It's completely fine. But don't let that turn into overthinking. Don't let that doubt yourself. So it's like, what's true of the part is not true of the whole. You need to be grateful. Practice gratitude. And that's gonna help you get your shit together. Don't let this make you doubt other aspects of your life. I think, oh, well, this has gone wrong, so maybe everything else will go wrong. Maybe my relationship will fall apart. And maybe my friends will leave me, and then maybe what's the point? And it's like, no. Stop yourself in your tracks and be grateful for what you have. Be grateful for all the progress you've made. One blip does not mean that you're not making progress. It's a part of making progress. The biggest part in healing is perseverance. And it's actually getting up every day, you know? Because it's like when people say that going through a trauma makes you stronger, that's not true. Saying that going through trauma makes you a stronger person is giving all the merit to the situation, and it's not considering you, who's made the choice to wake up every day and go on. You know? You're the reason why you're stronger. It's not your trauma. Making that decision to carry on, that's making you stronger. So, what was my point? Yeah, so you need to persevere. Because that's all it is, really. Thomas Edison. Genius is 1% perspiration, 99% no. He said that genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. So whenever you don't want to do something, just think. Starting is the hardest part. Trying to persevere is the hardest part. Trying to understand your emotions, feeling them. Starting whatever you don't want to start. From there it only goes up. We're not going to make any progress if you don't start. Also, I think it's a good idea to have faith. By faith, I don't necessarily mean a religion or a specific god, though I do think that from many religions, all religions, you can take the teachings. You don't have to, for instance, you don't have to be a Christian. You can take the philosophy from it. And the thing about philosophy and religion is that once you read the teachings, once you understand the philosophy, the habits that you form make you start acting like a Christian or another religion. And it's just, they go very hand in hand, but you can practice the philosophy anyway. But my original point was, you need to have faith that everything's gonna work out no matter what. And honestly, in my life, where there's been hardships, I've been very privileged, but there's been hardships, just like in everyone's life. I think especially when you're in a position where you know you're more grateful than others, you need to realize this. Everything that has happened in my life, whether it's been good or bad, has led to something good. Everything bad that's happened to me, either a better opportunity has come from it, or I've learnt a valuable lesson and it'll prevent me from getting in that situation in the first place. For instance, you go through a horrible breakup and then you meet the love of your life. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens sometimes, you know? You don't have to meet someone. But whatever is the greater good, it will happen. Whatever happens will be the best decision. And if you are religious, then you can say that thanks to God or the universe or anyone. But ultimately, I think if you don't have the faith that everything's gonna work out fine, then there's no point in any of this. It's like what people say about having a growth mindset. If you don't have a growth mindset, you can't grow. It is so simple. It's honestly as simple as that. You need to break out of your ways by understanding that negativity isn't going to get you anywhere. You need to stop feeling sorry for yourself. It's okay to feel sad. If you are actually a victim, then everything you feel is valid, but you need to take action. You know? Even if that action starts with literally getting up in the morning every day, if it starts with that, that's completely fine. You don't owe anything to anyone. Like, don't use this as an excuse to deflect accountability or to be cruel, but you don't actually owe anything to anyone. Like, really, in the metaphysical sense, you didn't choose to be here. All you need to do is survive and get on with your life. And if you don't, then it's over. Literally your one task in life is to continue living. That's all you need to do. Being kind benefits everyone. But above all, it benefits yourself. Okay, now, you know, this isn't coming from a selfish place, but it's the truth. Because it is really fucking hard to be kind. You know, people say that, you know, kindness costs nothing. It's not hard to be nice to people. You know, sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. Especially when they don't deserve it. When you're kind, in your actions, you behave genuinely. You behave with politeness. You're empathetic. And in doing those actions, It becomes a part of who you are. Doing a kind action every day, over time, not just one, just every day, habituating kindness, makes you a good person. And you'll be a lot happier in life when you become your kindness. You become what you are. Even if it starts off with faking it a little bit because, you know, sometimes you can't stand people. It's like what they say of confidence. Whether you're faking it or not, it's gonna become a part of who you are. You know? Okay. I've gotta go now. So that's how you get your shit together.